What you're about to see today is a presentation that I made for a class of mine that was studying college success strategies. It was the last day of class. It's a motivational skit, and I'm using boxing as a metaphor for life. Within each of us are the negative and the positive. You know, like in Star Wars, there's the good force and the bad force. So there's that negative part of the mind, the positive part of the mind. The negative part is the one that says, you know, you can't do it, you're not anything, you won't go anywhere. The positive, kind of like a boxer counterpunching, comes back and says, I am somebody worthwhile, I am going to do worthwhile things with my life. So today I'm going to actually be Mr. Positive fighting with Mr. Negative. And the blows, you know, in life, there's outer blows, obstacles, things like that, but there's also inner blows. And those inner blows like discouragement, disappointment, those kind of things that come from that negative part of our mind. So I hope you'll be pulling for me today because I'm going to be representing the best in you, and I'll be taking on Mr. Negative, who's the worst in all of us. So if I happen to get knocked down or anything like that, just cheer for me to get up. And I'm trying to create a picture in your mind so years from now, if you're discouraged, you're kind of down, you can remember this picture and hopefully it'll inspire you to get back up one more time and continue in the game of life. Life is a lot like a boxing match. Sometimes it feels like blows are coming our way. Sometimes these blows are missing us, sometimes they're glancing off of us, sometimes we get hit and we feel like we've been knocked back against the ropes. We're just kind of bouncing around. And sometimes big blows come and we feel like we've been knocked down to the canvas. And once in a while something really big happens, like a tragedy, and we may feel that we've been knocked out. But we have to eventually make a choice. You know, do we continue in this game of life, get back up, or we throw in the towel? And I'm trying to inspire you today not to throw in the towel, but to continue in this game of life. So we have two forces within. We have the negative and we have the positive. The negative, that part that says, I can't do it, you know, you're not worth it, you'll never be anybody. And the positive, like a boxer, can come back with counter punches and say, yes, I'm worth something, I'm going to do great things with my life, you're not going to stop me. So I'm likening this to a boxing match between these opponents. I'm going to play this out today. I'm going to be Mr. Positive, and I'm going to take on Mr. Negative in this battle. So now we're ready for the ring announcer to bring on the opponents. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fight of the century between Mr. Negative, we need some boos, boo, and Mr. Positive. Yay! Now let's hear a few words from Mr. Negative. I'm from the dark side, and I hate positive. I'm going to destroy you, Positive. I'm going to tear your head off. You're nothing. You've never been anything. And when I get through with you, you're going to be a bunch of mashed up mush.
Boo!
I'm the baddest guy on the planet. Okay, well now we'll hear from Mr. Positive. Yay! I'm not afraid of you, Negative. I'm going to be right in front of you, sticking to you like glue. Every punch you throw, I'll throw 2 or 3 more, and at the end of the fight, I'll be the champion. Yay! And I'd like to say a word to my friends out in the audience. I hope you'll be pulling for me today. If I should get knocked down, just cheer for me to get up, because I promise you I'm not going to quit. I represent you, the best in you, and I'm going to take on the worst in all of us, Mr. Negative, and I will stand victorious at the end of the fight. That's my promise to you. So I dedicate this fight to you, and I hope you'll be pulling for me to win. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Negative has entered the ring, and he is awesome looking. This guy has muscles on top of muscles, sweat glistening off his body. He's like a giant in there, and he's going around the ring like some kind of crazy madman, just throwing punches in the air, saying he's going to rip Mr. Positive's head off. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, if I was Mr. Positive, I'd have the courage to get in the ring with this madman. But it does appear, ladies and gentlemen, that Mr. Positive is also making his way to the ring. I want this bad guy. Warming up time. You stare down. Right. This guy can't punch. Now he shuffle. Low. Get him. Toe to toe, neither man's willing to even back up an inch. That Mr. Negative is tough. He's a tough opponent. Yes, the champion is not somebody who always wins, but the champion is somebody who never quits. The champion is not somebody who never gets knocked down, but is somebody who's willing to get up again and again in this game of life. The champion is someone who at the end of his or her life can say, looking God in the eye, I gave life my best. Maybe I made mistakes. Maybe I had some failures, some ups and downs, but I always got back up and tried again and did the best that I could. And then we can say, along with Teddy Roosevelt, it's not the critic who counts. It's not the one who points out how strongmen stumble or how the doer of deeds might have done better. The credit actually belongs to the one who's in the arena and whose face is marred with sweat and dust and blood, who strives valiantly and who errs and falls short again and again, who knows the great enthusiasm, the great devotions, and spends himself in a worthy cause, who if he wins, he knows the triumphs of a high achievement, and if he fails while daring greatly, so that his place will never be among those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. And if you do that, ladies and gentlemen, there's no doubt that you will be a champion.